Salute, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Mortal Roll. So, Trace, I want to say a special thank you to all those who were waiting patiently for the YouTube video to upload onto the YouTube site. We had some technical difficulties. It's on there now, so if you haven't watched it yet and you want to go back and find out what the hell happened last episode, it's there. So please do that. Just a quick reminder of who we are. We're just a couple of guys and gals that love to play games, learn new games, and role play and do funny voices and laugh while doing it. So that is ultimately who we are, and we're really excited for you to join us tonight. A lot of good things going to happen tonight. In fact, I should probably introduce the crew. I'll let them introduce themselves by the color of their eyes. We'll start with glasses.
Glasses is definitely an eye color.
I can't tell your color of your eyes. They're too far away. Okay, red and yellow.
As I go like cross-eyed in the camera. Hi, I am Sarah. I am playing Morwin, our favorite cute little kiddo, who's not actually a kiddo. I don't know why I said that.
So weird.
So weird.
Awesome. All right, we're going to start with, and the second we're going to move to eyeshadow.
That is also an eye color.
I can't even see your guys' eyes. What a terrible way to start. Eyeshadow, please go on.
Did that be me?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. What's up? I'm K-Sue, your girl. You know who it is. I play Sabine. That's it. That's all I got for you. What's up? Welcome to the stream, y'all. It's great. I'm excited for you guys to be here.
Fantastic. It's great to have you here. We're going to now move to brown eyes.
Which
with a
one?
beard. The beard.
I think I'm okay with just being known as the beard from now on.
The freaking beard.
I'm Keegs. I play Orin, the fun-loving and love-loving. I'm not allowed to say my class. I got in trouble last time. We're here to just have fun and tell some stories.
Okay. But last but not least, other brown eyes. The other
I'm
one.
Bree. I play Eve. I'm excited for tonight. Let's go, guys. Yay.
Can you feel that? Can you feel it? As always, I have a recap prepared in the style of, an anime. I'm not going to name the anime. Maybe you can guess it. But here we go. Last time on Mortal Rolls. In Rimorum, the city of plenty, our four heroes, Sabine, Eve, Orin, and Morwin, forged a bond over a hearty soup. As they ventured to the forum, the political stage of Rimorum, tensions rose as the magistrates Polinus, Albina, and Typhus faced accusations of corruption from disgruntled farmers and workers. Emotion soared as Orin's lute played a tune that set the crowd on fire, leading to chaos when a conspiracy accusation triggered a riot, unveiling hidden cultists with masked intentions. Amidst the turmoil, our heroes uncovered cultists with these hidden masks, revealing a nefarious purpose. Together, they thwarted the daring villain's plan, only to find themselves arrested by the iron fist of Captain Simon Flick. Then, the ominous proclamation of Emperor Incitatus Caligula was read, naming him as the one true God, and thus criminalizing the worship of false gods. The divine prophecy also loomed over the heroes and the citizens of Rimorum. Faith in the god emperor would be rewarded with rains to their drying lands, while the purging of unbelievers, should the rains not come, are our hero's fate to rot in this prison. Will Captain Flick ever read his brother's scroll? And will the rains come to Rimorum? Join us in this exciting episode of Mortal Rolls. And so we begin. It's been some time now, as you all have of this fair city. You find yourselves in separate cells and very minimal. You have a bucket, let's just say that, and a blanket. And scattered around the cell are the bones of the prisoners from before or long ago. You don't know. But it feels like it's been a day. In fact, it feels like it maybe has been 2 that have passed. And so now you find yourselves in the darkness, in the prison cell, as one by one, those involved in the riot have been taken from their cells to another room. Some returned, some have not. As you wait what Captain Flick called the trial. You stare at each other. In fact, I'm going to change the map. I don't usually do this. I like to have the battle maps only for battles, and we use the imagination for the rest. But I feel it appropriate to show what the place sort of looks like, because I do have some pictures to share with you. So let's go to this prison. Let me know with a show of hands if you can see it. Oh, heck yeah. So there are your accommodations as you find yourselves in the cell. The iron bars, you can see your neighbor. You can see the front door. It's all the iron bars except for this cold stone wall behind. Of course, this cold stone and damp floor. But you find yourselves close to each other. In fact, Eve, Morrowind, and Orin. In a row and across is Sabine. The guard has disappeared for some time, allowing you some time to chat. One of the farmers, sort of beat up, sitting on the blanket beside, looks at you guys and says, what? Again, what is your guys' names? I'm sorry, my head just hurts so much. How long have we been in here? Kind of moves up close to the cage where you're at, Sabine, and just rests his head on the bars. And you can, with your senses, actually, you won't give a perception roll just to see if you can get a sense of what's going on.
Okay. Let me go and do this. Perception and roll. Ah, really?
Yeah, you're kind of getting the sense of, the bucket, perhaps. And you're not kind of getting any other kind of sense.
I'm in a cage.
You're in a cage.
I'm freaking out.
Yeah. You hear the little squeaks of little rats kind of crawling about ever so often.
She's definitely trying to talk to them.
Yeah. So what do you like to do?
Oh, what is your name?
Kind of looks up. You don't have dark vision, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
I don't know. You would think I would, but I don't believe I do. No, not that I can tell.
So the lighting here is very dim. You can see where the light source is coming from, just kind of gleaming through the iron bars, just a wee bit. Ever so often, you can see as the flicker of the light with whatever wind will kind of adjust the light just to hit his face. He's been pulled out of the cell and has been returned. And you can see as he kind of looks up to you that his eye is missing. And you can see the dried blood on his cheek. My name, it was Johnny.
Johnny. What a funny name. She's kind of twiddling with a bone.
It is. I think that's what my name is. And he just kind of slouches in, and he just begins to kind of drift away, his head on the iron bar, as he just kind of.
She'll kind of get real close to him, like kind of crawl over to him, and kind of stare at his face and just say, What happened to your eye? It is out. Did you take your eye out to perhaps to see something closer?
Yeah, I got my eye removed because they didn't believe me. So they took out my eye just to make sure I was telling the truth. When I was telling the truth, I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I didn't see who was. They said something about magic. I don't know.
Magic.
I don't know. I didn't see anything. And he just kind of like limps a little bit lower.
Were you fighting anybody?
Yeah, yes, of course I was. I was excited in the crowd. The soldiers got a couple good licks in. They took it out on me in the interrogation.
They licked you? How odd. Did you taste good?
What sort of things did they ask you?
Huh? Who said that?
That is Eve.
Eve kind of looks up, looks around. As he turns his head, as you're looking at him, Sabine, now again engaged in conversation, you can see that this guy has been worked over. Like there's no doubt. You can see the different scars and beat on his head, the open gashes that have been kind of crusted over. But barely kind of lifting his neck, he kind of looks over. Well, what was that? Sorry. Hey.
What sort of things did they ask you?
They were asking me about who I saw, what happened, who planned the attack, and who cast the magic. I don't know. I just got excited. Everyone was standing up. I heard the music. The music got me so excited. I thought this was it. And then
Did you see the masks? The men in the masks. Did
No.
you see them?
no, they asked me about. No, I saw nothing. I saw nothing. And then he just kind of holds himself up against in the corner, just starts muttering to himself. I saw nothing.
Sabine will put her hand through the bars and just kind of gently lay her hand upon him and just say, "You are perfectly fine. You are perfectly fine. Do not let them see you break. You are perfectly fine."
Good. I think you need a roll for that. As you use your.
Actually, in seeing this, Morwin would take out a what is it that she has out of her pouch? It is
Diplomacy. You roll up diplomacy with a +2.
A diplomacy? Okay, thank you.
oh, where is it? See, I just had this open last week, and now I don't know where it is.
Yes! Finally! I rolled good!
As your hand touches him, and as you say those words to him, he just takes a deep breath and he's like, I won't let them break me. I won't let them break me. And he sort of grabs his kind of broken fingered hand and just kind of touches yours just ever so slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are strong. Stronger than you know.
Yeah. Thank you. And you see a little bit more kind of life fall into him as he sits there huddled. Now, was going to do.
She swipe some of his blood off of wherever she is touching from him. Just a little swoop when she takes her hand back.
Yeah, is it like you're doing it? Notice it, or are you trying to conceal it?
No, she's just
just whatever. Just kind of. You know what? I think with the roll and the way you're touching and things like that, definitely you can, and you can do a sleight of hand.
Okay.
With plus, I'll give you a +2.
I didn't even have to ask for it that time, guys.
See, I give the bonuses for these types of rolls.
Did all of her things get taken away?
Yes, I was gonna, as you were saying, pull stuff out. I was just about to get to you and say, yeah. You
she goes to pull something out, and she's like, "Oh yeah."
Where would I find sleight of hand?
Oh, so what you can do is actually, I guess you're not trained in it. Oh, thievery.
Okay.
Do a little thievery, or you can do a stealth. Either one if you have. Sorry, sleight of hand. That is an old term. Demerit for me, because we're going by the player core and GM core.
Right. Okay, I'll roll stealth with +2.
Yeah.
Right. All right. That wasn't bad. 18.
Yeah. You, as your hand goes there, tactfully, you can grab blood from wherever he was bleeding from. He's bleeding from his head, his back, his eye. So yeah, you can go and you just scoop a little blood
All right.
nearby on his neck, just a little slight dried blood.
You said how we're all set up. He's in the cell beside me. I'm here. Where is Eve in comparison to me? She's just like...
Yeah, so she's across from you. Yeah, like you'd be looking the last cell at the end of the hallway, like where you're at. You can see that there's a hallway that goes right by your cell. You're at the end of the row.
All right.
There's a hallway that goes by your cell, and there's a hallway that goes down, and she's right across.
All right. I will kind of scooch back to my like little safe area back in my wall with like, she definitely would have made a nest of her bones that are in her cell. She would have like made like a little circle of them around her and like tried to like position them in like cute ways and like probably made a little bone animal or something to talk to or snuggle with while she slept. But she would take the blood that she took and she would start to paint a little bit of the blood onto one of the bones, like a smiley face almost. But she would also taste it to see what he tasted like.
You do. Sure. And then, yeah, you want to do a nature check or something?
Sure. He just wants to see if he tastes normal. Yeah, or good.
All right. Let's see what this roll tells you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nature?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Not too bad. Hey, I'm rolling good tonight. See how long it lasts.
You give him a taste, and you know what? There is a very different taste to this gentleman. It's like you're like, it's almost as if something was mixed in with the blood. Perhaps some sort of salve that was placed over top of the wound. And you can kind of taste but you do get the taste, but you also taste that some sort of ointment was placed on him.
But as far as normal people, does he taste normal?
Yeah-ish.
Besides,
like
she tastes like a guy. Would she assume it is healing potion? Would it taste like Moore's shop smelled like?
Yeah, like given you're in there, and I think with with that roll, you can certainly, it tastes like an ointment type. Like it's yeah.
All right.
Like it's obviously something that's applied to wounds, because you do get the taste of like kind of like a herb but mixed in with an oil, so it has that just kind of that bitter taste of,
Does it taste like goat salve? Does Sabine know what goat salve tastes like?
She knows what goats taste like.
You touch his back, right? So yeah, no.
She touched all over.
People put the goats
all the places.
All over the place.
As he's sleeping, you just look at it.
I'm knowing Sabine, she probably would, not even in a weird way, just in a okay.
I wonder what this does.
Yeah. On the cage, the door, is it a key fashioned lock.
It is.
All right.
And you've, over the last 2 days that you feel like you've been in here, checked it out. It is. And you've seen the jailers walk around with the key ring where they go and unlock and open the big iron doors. It's a big padlock just hanging.
Through those like couple days that she's been there, could she have tried to like stick her hand around it and like try and jimmy the lock with one of her bones?
Mm-hmm.
I would have assumed in the first day she would have been so panicked that she would have like done anything to try and get out. And now she's like, okay, it's okay. And is like wheedling a bone to like make it into some sort of like key or something to get out.
Yeah.
But talking to the guy helped her calm down a little bit.
I think if you were to do that the first day, perhaps there was probably more there. Well, the first day there was more attention. The jailers were coming around more. But if you were to attempt during the second day, things like that, to make something that you could reach around, you can certainly do that. You'd have to roll a crafting for that.
We can do that later if you want, or now. It doesn't really matter. I just thought that's something she would do because she'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'll roll real quick.
You can definitely roll that. Now, Eve, Oren, what's going through your guys' heads?
Eve, she's kind of going back and forth between despondent and restless. So she'll have periods where she'll kind of pace around and look. She would be looking for, she'd be searching the cell for anything basically. Then she'd probably just be sitting there in the fetal position for a while, staring at the wall. And then maybe go back to looking for stuff. So I don't know if I could roll to investigate or anything like that.
Absolutely. Yep. You can totally roll to investigate. And that is done with, well, it depends. I guess you can do a survival. You can do a survival, or you can do a straight up perception. I allow both.
Let's see. That she didn't realize she could do.
Yeah.
So the way that works is I will post
Yes.
object to learn a piece of information about an emotional event that occurred involving the object within the past week.
Something though, Eve, you have to know is that you uncovered a lot of yourself while at the forum. New abilities that you had no idea were coming out. But as you attempted to try and cast a spell, you realized that whatever you were feeling, you feel almost like you're drained. And then you remember. And in your pocket, you feel something.
I take it out. Is it a glowing stone?
It is in fact the stone that you found the first night after being saved from the burning building. Except it's no longer glowing. It's cold. It looks just like a regular stone, drained of its color and of its. Now you can roll an Arcana on this.
Yes.
Now, depending on what you do, you can either, you can roll an Arcana on this.
Nope. Sabine got all my luck.
Yeah, you feel almost a loom, just a dread over you. And with a trick of your eye, with the lighting that is shining through, you almost feel like a shadow pass over. As if something were flying above you.
I shove the stone back in my pocket. Stupid rock. Why am I staring at a stupid rock?
Morwen, what would you be doing during this time that Eve was kind of fiddling around with the rock in her pocket, things like that? Would you be preoccupied somewhere else, or?
I think that Morwen would be kind of thinking about all of the things that had happened and the guard that seemed to get out of the way, and she'd be thinking about the masks and did she see those somewhere before, like maybe in a library book or something like that?
You can roll on your occultism.
Yeah. Oh,
nice. You do, as you sat there contemplating, unawares of what's going on around you, lost in thought, thinking about this. You're pretty sure that you have, in fact, read something about it. What stood out to you was the fact that the markings on the mask and the way that these people were able to move through a crowd as if they were hidden. And you are pretty confident that this is a mask of an ancient order of cultists. Not you're familiar with what's considered modern day of the gods of Olympus. That's considered modern day. There's cults out there that worship the different gods and goddesses in their way. But you recognize this mask as one from a time before. And in fact, it's from one of the old books that you've kind of come across in the library in the sort of forbidden section, so to speak. But you made friends with the librarian enough to kind of to get a little pull.
Yeah, she was really nice.
Yeah. and so in fact, but the name doesn't come. The name of the actual cult, because the writings itself never actually quite said it. It always spoke in it as ominous.
And I wouldn't know what god they worshipped?
The only thing that you would know from what was in the writings of this book, what is of the time before the creation.
Mm.
And the creation, as you know and read, was the time when Jeus was first come and cast the Titans out in the war of Olympus.
Okay. I think she
Cool.
It was weird, wasn't it? That it seemed like people weren't really noticing these people had masks.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Have you ever seen one of those before?
I mean, I've seen lots of masks. I don't know if I've seen that mask before. I don't think so. Has Oren seen it before?
I mean, besides when the guy ran into Eve and Sabine.
That would be the only time these sort of things. Yeah, you can attempt to roll on a knowledge roll just by chance. It'd be with a -4.
Occultism.
Occultism.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Other than that time that we saw that one guy trip and it fell out of his jacket, and he picked it up really quickly. He was wearing a hood and then he ran away. So I never really saw it. But other than that, I've never seen that mask before.
Huh. Well, I've never seen one in person before, but I think it's from a really old cult.
What cult?
I don't know. I can't remember, but I feel like I've seen it before in a book somewhere.
Eve slowly inching closer to listen to this conversation.
Also, Oren this whole time has been taking some of the bones and like blowing out the marrow from the middle of the bone, which should be dust by now, and then slowly like taking a little like rock in there and just filing out some holes in the bone to make his own little bone flute.
Really? Yeah, you can definitely roll a crafting on that.
Yeah.
Bone flute.
I feel like
sick.
I also saw one of the guards step out of the way. Did you see that?
I did. He's the same one that you and I talked to.
I know. He was a jerk.
He wasn't very nice.
You realize you made one of the holes too big that it's actually letting out too much air.
This isn't very good. I'm going to start again. Hey, do you have any bones in there that are like 6 inches long and like maybe longer, and that are hollow on the inside? I mean, all bones should be hollow on the inside that are old, but
there are some in our bodies.
no, I need old ones. I'm making a flute or a whistle.
Flute.
It's a musical instrument. See, this one's not very good. It doesn't make. I think I made one of the holes too big.
Do I see a bone? I rolled a 16 perception.
Yep. You see a bone.
Perfect.
Yeah, here you go, Oren. And actually, in looking around, I think that Morwen would also be looking like at the floors and at the walls. Like, is there anything carved into the stone or anything like that in her cell?
You can roll. You can either roll a perception if you're looking for something like if, as opposed to something that can help you somehow get out. This would be more a perception roll.
Okay.
Looking at the stone just to see perhaps if there's any sort of writing.
Okay, I'll roll another one. I did roll a 16.
Oh, that
when I was looking for the bone.
Yeah.
But I'll roll another one. 8.
You know what? You found a bone.
Super easy.
Sometimes you just have to be grateful for what you have.
Yeah. Eve, would you have been like super obvious that you were listening into our conversation?
She's not going out of her way to conceal it, but she's also like, she's just kind of slowly was moving closer and just kind of leaning a little bit.
I think Morwen would be like, Eve, have you seen those masks before?
I think I have seen them, yes. I don't know much about them or what they're for, but
Where did you see them?
when I found myself in Rimorum, I stayed with a man. He had one.
Oh.
I don't know.
Did you see him there yesterday?
I'm not sure. I thought I did for a moment, but I'm not.
Oh.
It had been a trick of the eyes. It was just a moment.
Oh, I understand. I see things all the time.
What do you mean? You see things all the time, like things that aren't there.
I feel like sometimes I just think that I'm like dreaming in real life, you know? Like sometimes I see something out of the corner of my eye, but then I look and she's gone. You know? I mean, yeah. I think so.
Someone. You speak as though there's someone in particular that you see.
Well, like I don't really see like what they look like, but I think it's a woman. I don't know. Sometimes I just have weird dreams. That's all.
Right, of course. What do you know of the masks?
Well,
Spoke of a cult, some sort of. Do you know what their purpose is?
if I'm remembering correctly, they're for a cult from people who worship the gods before creation.
gods before creation.
Yeah, like, have you ever heard of Jeus?
Of course, I've heard of the gods.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's for Jeus. I think it's for one of the other gods, but I
We should
just
speak
can't remember.
quietly.
Can we hear them? I'm assuming so since we're in a small space, but
I mean, like, Morwen would be whispering because of the whole thing about there are no gods. That whole speech.
Would Sabine have heard the thing about?
You know what? You go ahead and roll a perception, and let's do a contested roll with a stealth if you're trying to whisper.
Because she was intently trying to hear.
If you were intently trying to whisper, moving up close to the door.
You know, she was like painting her bone, dude, friend.
Go ahead and roll. Yeah.
Okay, perception.
A perception.
There's
A
no-
perception.
Oh wait, that's initiative. Derp. Yep.
All right, let's see. Let's see the roll against the it's not a crit yet.
Pretty freaking close. That was a natty 20, just in case y'all didn't know.
First natty 20 of the game. Oh, that is a
Of course.
success.
Of course, she hits the first natty 20 of the game, right? Is anyone surprised by that?
That's what we call a crit.
That's what we call being awesome here, y'all.
Yeah, so you, while kind of doing your thing with the bone, grabbing a new bone, you're intently listening. In fact, the light is in your favor as you can just kind of even see the lips moving. You can hear, you had a good vantage point that you caught everything.
Nice. Okay.
In fact, even with that roll,
Mm-hmm.
you may have even seen Eve kind of moving around in her bucket, things like that.
Okay.
Conversation.
Would I have known then that was her biting rock?
Yeah, you would.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd also know that it's a bit, everyone else doesn't, you don't have anything. No one has anything. But yet,
But she has
still has the rock.
Yeah, that would make sense. All right. Then Sabine would just kind of say quietly, while playing with her bone, she would kind of mimic the voices and cadence and tone and just kind of say, I was locked in a cage once and was going to be sacrificed to the great god Belladonna. They thought that my blood would appease her, but I escaped, just as we will all escape.
I wonder how you escaped.
Would I know who Belladonna is?
Yeah, you would. And I think just because of being the one in the library and studying the gods, you would know that it is the goddess of bloodshed.
Eve, by the way, would know that Sabine was in a cage, that she was going to be sacrificed, but Sabine wouldn't have said the goddess of who until you guys
Just
started
now.
talking about them. Yeah.
Tone,
That is terrible. I'm so sorry.
No,
Glad you escaped.
that's all right. You don't need to apologize. You didn't lock me in the cage.
Sometimes people do really terrible things.
The goddess. Nice to your goddess. That's... You never mentioned that part.
You never asked. But I don't think that the people that were going to sacrifice me to her are breathing anymore. I think they all were sacrificed in their own way and are gone or scattered to the wind.
Oh. I mean, I guess that's good.
I would think so.
Sounds like justice to me.
Justice.
Something that's rare in this world.
You will get your justice one day, Eve.
I would maybe not mention that when the guards come and talk to you, though.
Roll a perception with a -2.
Which one? All of us?
Eve,
Okay.
roll perception -2, just because of where you're stationed.
Mhm.
As you're engaged in the conversation as it's going on.
I wonder if Uncle Flick ever got his message from Joe. I hope he did. They took it away from me.
Sorry, I'm trying to add the -2.
There it is. 12. You hear like a little bit of a jangle coming around the corner.
I know I can't use spells, but can I use a cantrip?
Cantrip is part of your spell. Now, with this, what you want to do, I will let you allow as time is settling. I'll let you roll another Arcana.
Okay.
Just to see if you can start making sense of what's happening with you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Also, I want to try something.
26. Okay, fine. You don't. That was good enough. Okay. You recall. In fact, you recall seeing these stones. You saw them in the mansion. And you saw them glow when it absorbed blood.
My blood?
That you don't know, because it was never the only time, as you're kind of thinking kind of fast about it,
Yeah, just let it. Okay. Two things I'm gonna do. The first is I'm going to just look for a sharp piece of bone or rock or something and just like scrape myself on it until I bleed a little bit and then try to rub it on the stone.
that's that's pretty easy to do, to find something sharp.
Sharp enough to.
Sharp enough, yeah. So as you hear the jangle, you move around and just kind of rub your elbow against it. Is that kind of what you were thinking? Or
like just my backside of my arm, just kind of.
Yeah.
And then rub that on once it's like scraped and bleeding a bit. Then rub that on the stone.
Okay.
And
as you,
do I feel any magic from that?
As you quickly react, grab something, around you, perhaps a sharpened bone. There was probably a chipped stone, and you grab that and rub your arm, and then put the stone to it. You can see your blood touch it, and it just kind of burns away as smoke. The stone does not react the way that you thought it would. Your blood is repelled from it as black smoke. Around the corner, a jailer comes around. And you see this guy, and they're all in hoods. They're all, and they carry torches. The part of the prison that you're at is always dark. There's no lighting, only the light. Eve, you're considered lucky. And Sabine, because there is, a little fire, a little burning, a little lamp. It's giving a little bit of light. The guards, the jailers, they walk around with torches. So they're walking around, and turning the corner, you see this one guy. He's wearing a hood. He's carrying a torch. And he's just very casual. Oh, how my favorite lady's going on. And you can hear the jingle of the keys as he's coming around. Do y'all miss me? Do y'all miss me? Hey there. And he kind of puts his fingers through at you, Eve, just ever so slightly, just trying to touch you.
I just move back and glare at him, and also I'm trying to shove the stone back in my pocket before he sees.
You can roll a stealth. Go ahead.
Okay.
Tone, can I do a couple things real quick?
Sure.
What I wanted to do a little earlier was work on. I have a fun little cantrip that I would like to cast while I am making my flute.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wanted to cast Summon Instrument, which is a little cantrip of mine, and the instrument I would summon would be a flute that looks like it's made out of bone.
Okay.
And it would just kind of be like, as I'm working on my little bone flute, I would kind of be singing to it, and it would just kind of materialize into an actual bone flute. Once I had that done, I wanted to try something. With that guard walking by, can I see him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's walking, and you can see he's right underneath the light as he's kind of stopped right in front of Eve's door, kind of dangling his fingers in, just kind of, in a very creepy way.
I'd like to take my flute and just play a very low, calming, fluty sound. And as I do that, I would have cast Telekinetic Hand and see if I can use my little telekinetic hand to grab the keys off of his side very carefully.
All right. Okay. So in order to do that, you need to see the keys. So go ahead and roll a perception check. Allow you to roll a perception.
Perhaps my utter failure can be of a benefit. in this situation because I rolled a nat 1 on my stealth check, which turned out to be a 5 with my modifier, but maybe that will distract. I'm like, of course, this is Eve's luck to like finally figure something out, and then at the worst possible time.
So yeah, he puts his hands in, he sees you kind of put the stone away, and then he's like, "Oh, what you doing? Why are you hurting yourself? No, such a beautiful creature. Why? No. Let me try and help you. I have the soothing oils. I'll go grab the soothing oil for you."
Fine.
It's okay. I'll help her. I'm a healer.
Oh yeah, just you wait. And as he's kind of pointing to you, Morrowind, with that kind of smile, Oren, yeah, you do see where his keys are. His keys are right there on his left hip. As he kind of moves his cloak, you can kind of see them dangling.
While he's distracted, I would like to try and ever so slightly get my invisible telekinetic hand to lift them very carefully off of his side.
Very good. Now, one thing is going to happen first. Okay. As you're reaching out and casting your magic to bring in the bone flute, and you kind of get ready and eyeing things as you begin to have the hand reach out to grab the jailer, you kind of hear a little bit of a sound from the cell beside you as the guy who was sort of sitting and listening in without you guys realizing starts saying, hey, where did you get that flute from? The bone, it worked?
Is it Johnny that's talking?
Oh, pretty crafty fella. I just like music. And I'm going to keep playing.
And he's just kind of eyeing you now. He's kind of looking. And you just see him kind of just staring at you. Now, are you proceeding?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You play your little flow song. You cast out the arm. It takes the key. And I think with the distraction of Eve, even that failure, he was certainly distracted by taking a look. And you can certainly take the key. And as that key comes back...
Oh, I'm not going to bring it back to me.
Oh, okay.
I am going to instead slide, and the hand is invisible. I'm assuming the key doesn't go invisible with the hand, but we're going to kind of swing it low into the shadows, and then ever so carefully bring it over to Sabine's cage. Okay. And just kind of slide it through the cage for now and give it to her, and then and just kind of like carefully lay it down beside her, and then before I finish that off, I want to cast one more thing, if that's okay. I'm gonna cast
Love this
message, which is another cantrip, and we're just like, while I'm lightly playing on the flute, through that flute sound, Sabine will hear my voice carried through the notes of music coming out of the flute. And it'll say, Sabine, I've helped you out of a cage from one time before. Don't freak out, but these keys are going to help us get out of here, okay? Just stay calm and pretend like nothing has changed.
All right. Perfectly fine.
Say this out loud.
Yes, 100%. Yep.
Okay, I want you to roll a stealth. You're doing this. You're manipulating the key, bringing it down. You're sliding it across. I want you to roll a stealth.
Mm-hmm. A stealth or a thievery?
A thievery. Sorry,
Yeah.
thievery. That works better. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on.
Any bonuses for the dude being distracted?
And for
The one dude.
my music being so good, flawless.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's 2 guards.
No, there's
There's a
only
farmer.
one guard.
Oh, okay.
Just with the keys.
Gotcha.
What did you roll?
17?
Dang, boy. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
The guy sort of looks. The guy that was beside you, one of the farmers that was in the fight. You can see that, knowing this guy, he was a bit beat up. He's been interrogated, so he's kind of eyeing a little bit, and then right at the last moment, he's like, "Oh, no, trickery. The darkness is playing tricks with my eyes," and then he just sort of sits back a little bit into his cell. The keys, they slide underneath the cell floor. Underneath the cell door. The jailer. Don't you worry anything, love. I'll be right back with that ointment. I'll make sure that wound is cared to real nicely. And he smiles out. Just one moment. And he sort of just kind of ducks around again that he came from. Back around.
I don't think he's a very good healer. He's kind of creepy.
Can I?
Yes, very good. I'm glad that something was obvious.
And I message everyone and just say, okay, folks, we don't have a lot of time here. The keys are inside Sabine's cell. We need to get out of here quickly if we're going to do it. If not, I can throw the keys into the dude next to me's cell and pretend that he tried to break out. If we want to break out, now's the time.
What? Right.
Okay, but what's the plan after we get out of the cells? We don't know where to go.
We can figure it out.
Can we? It's very
What if we get caught again?
What if we wait? Or I guess if he comes back and he tries to get in your cell and he doesn't have the keys, what happens then?
Well, that's when we throw the keys into the cell next to you and say he was trying to break out.
Not Johnny.
No, the other one.
Don't blame him.
I think Johnny's dead.
What? What? She says that out loud.
Is Johnny dead?
She runs over to look at him, scrambles over and goes, Johnny, are you awake?
Roll a nature.
Is it Johnny or Johannes?
No, it's Johnny.
It's not Johannes.
I mean, wasn't there that one guy named Johannes that died or disappeared or something?
Nature?
Yeah, but it wasn't Joe.
Nature?
Yeah.
Oh.
There was a year where it was the most popular name in Rimorum.
Yes. Johannes Humperdinck.
Roll the 7.
Yeah, you think he's dead.
Can I see from where I'm at?
Sure. Go ahead. Roll a perception.
Perception?
Or yeah, what are you trying
or medicine?
from the distance?
Sabine starts to
Sure.
cry.
You can roll a medicine and it'll be with a -4. Still pretty good.
Still pretty good.
So you think that as Sabine's touching him, you can see his chest kind of move up.
Nope.
Oh.
Sabine is crying. Nope.
I'm more like,
She's crying. She's like,
No, Sabine, please don't cry.
Sabine, it's okay. It's okay. I was wrong. He's not dead yet.
He's not dead, Sabine. He's just sleeping.
he's dead.
Remember, Sabine, remember how I fell asleep for almost 2 days and you thought I was dead, but I wasn't dead?
He's just sleeping.
Right.
Anyways,
Right.
we don't have long to act. What are we doing?
You hear a voice. Who's dead? Who died?
You
No,
died.
dead.
We're all dead.
You hear another voice. What? No, not him. No.
Great, we're starting a panic. That's what we need right now.
They start to shake their doors. He's
Or
dead.
you should probably put the keys in someone else's cell.
I'm gonna take my little hand and take the keys and hey buddy. Hey buddy. I'm just gonna ask the guy next to me and be like, hey, were you in the square, the town square earlier?
Yeah, we all were.
Oh, cool. Were you trying to take down the guards?
Yeah, I got a couple good licks in. But yeah.
Are those the
Why?
keys I see in your cell? And then I'm gonna slide the keys under his cell.
With your hand.
With the invisible hand, yeah.
All right. Okay, so with that, he's gonna go ahead and roll your again. I'm assuming this is gonna be a thievery,
Okay.
stealth thievery. We'll do that. We'll do a thievery. He's gonna roll a perception, but he's not gonna have. He'll have a -2 on this, just because.
Because he's a drunken.
Yeah, he's sobered up now. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm just gonna roll. That might not have rolled correctly. Oh, okay. That's a 12. Shouldn't have added +2, or with a -2. Yeah, it's a 12. Yeah, he didn't see. All of a sudden, as you say that, the keys slide underneath. He looks down. And he's like, "Oh, guys, praise us! Oh, yes!" And he goes and he can hear him unlock the door,
You should probably
You
go
can
get all your
hear him.
friends and try and leave.
open the door, and you can hear him like step out, and then people start yelling, open mine. And he just kind of walks down and he begins to unlock the neighbor. And then you hear others, no, get back in your cell.
I'm gonna message everyone again and say, if he does happen to open your door, stay in your cell like a good little person, and we're going to pretend that we are here to obey, and that we were only in the square to give that message to the Captain Flick.
That is why we
Exactly.
were there.
And that's why we would never try to escape these cells.
And
Oh.
we wouldn't.
Mhm.
So
All right.
During
Johnny.
this, as you guys are talking, you hear now footsteps running. And you
Hey,
hear
guards.
guards.
People are trying to escape. You should probably come in here and stop them.
As the jailer
You
turns
fuck,
around with
Warren.
the ointment, he's like, oh, damn it. And he drops the ointment on the ground. Come back here.
I'm going to cause
then-
another riot.
oops,
see-
another riot.
Or I'm starting another riot.
Oops, I did it again.
He starts
Here.
on his flute. You start hearing "Oops, I Did It Again" playing through his flute.
You see this guy just running down. You see this woman also jump out, and they begin to run. People are cheering. People are like banging on the. And people are like, "You idiot! Stay back in!" Around the corner, you see the guard, the one that with the ointment drop, runs, books it down. On the other end, all of a sudden, losing the sight, like you can't necessarily see what exactly is happening just because of how far down, that's when you begin to hear the cries of like, "Ah!" and you hear this scream, and you hear this woman scream as well. And just like, ah.
I'm pretty sure they escaped.
And then you hear
They get
silence.
eaten.
Is the goat cell, well, not the goat cell, is the ointment that he dropped, did he drop it near my cell?
Yeah.
Can I grab it and hide it under my blanket?
Sure.
Sabine
I want to
is
sniff it first, though, and see what's in it.
Let's go, Self.
Sabine is just talking to Johnny. It's all right, Johnny. We're going to get out of here.
What's in it? What kind of ointment is it?
Right.
So you see, as you get this, you can tell that it's a very cheap healing ointment that you put on wounds.
Oh, it's from Clay's.
Exactly.
It's so watered down.
A competitor, very watered down, not the best products. You can tell that it's very like cheaply made like an amateur. It's a 50-50 chance that it'll heal or cause an infection. It's just like one of those things. And you kind of realize that, people place this on the prisoners.
Yeah, I'm just going to hide it under my blanket for now.
Up from the hallway, as people are silent, you hear the guards banging, and you hear a jailer just yelling at the one guy. What the hell's wrong? How did you get keys? I swear they're not mine. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how, I swear. He's like, you idiot. That's two now. Two gone. What the hell? How are we supposed to explain this? They're supposed to be going to the arena. The hell, you're wasting lives. Smart enough, he smacks him on the head. And just forgetting everything that about the ointment, nothing. Just you can just see him. You can see the one jailer that's doing the smacking covered in blood. You can see that his cloak is covered in blood. He's still holding a sword in hand as he's walking. And then he kind of looks at you guys.
Did they escape?
He just bangs on the. Shut up.
Sabine
Your
doesn't.
guys' turn is next.
Sabine doesn't even face her. She's just staring at him.
I'm sorry, guard. I tried to stop him in the name of Incitatus. He wouldn't stop.
He kind of looks back at you at the moment you say Incitatus.
Oh, praise me.
He's just like, yeah. Again, it's your guys' turn next.
For what?
And then you walk away.
For what?
We interrogated, of course.
Or do you think it's for the interrogation, or do you think they're going to put us in the pit?
What's an arena?
So we have an arena here that they send people to fight, and you can sometimes fight each other or monsters or whatever.
Monsters.
I
I
can't
hope
go
we don't
in
go.
there.
I know my way around the arena, luckily, but I don't know if this is the strongest group to go in for a fight.
Why would they put us in there to fight when they haven't tried to get their information from us first?
We didn't do anything.
I can't go in the arena, guys. Joe said the arena's bad. The arena's bad. Bad place.
So,
You're right.
wouldn't Joe be looking for you? Didn't he say not to go out after dark?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay, Morwen.
You are perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
I think Morrowind will need a will save.
Yeah.
As the panic.
I was
begins.
I was gonna do a... Oh, no. Where'd it go? It's okay. I won't do it.
Now, the good news out of this is you guys got a little bit more privacy.
We actually can escape.
It's kind of the plan.
It's all along.
Morwin, your thoughts are troubled. You begin to think about the crossroads. You begin to think of the dust in your lungs as you couldn't breathe, as you couldn't see. You begin to think of the images that you saw, almost as if they were mocking you or abandoning you. And you feel just this tightness. And you are lost now in this panic. What would you be muttering? What would Morwin be muttering to herself as she's now having a full-on panic attack?
I think she would just be saying, I can't do that. I can't breathe.
I think Eve will come up towards her cell and just kind of she's like starts. How close is Morwin? Is she close enough where Eve could reach and like touch her shoulder?
Morwin would have backed right against the wall.
Okay.
So if you're not near the wall of the urn and you're kind of more in the middle, it would be very difficult. You'd be
okay.
Like,
Morwin, just breathe. You can breathe. I know it feels like you can't, but you can. I promise you can.
There's dust. It's everywhere.
There's no dust.
I can't breathe.
It's going to be all right. Just take a deep breath. There's no dust. Your lungs are clear. You
Morwin,
can do this.
The four of us are here together, and we're going to be okay. And as long as we stick together, we can get through all of this, okay? And then I'm going to cast another cantrip, because that's kind of my purpose.
There are 5 of us, though, right, Eve? 5, including Johnny.
Well, of course, all 5 of us with Johnny.
Yes, because he's alive.
And we're going to do a little infectious enthusiasm and give you a +1 to your will saves, so that hopefully you'll be okay.
Johnny 5 is alive.
roll a diplomacy, Eve, with the help of the cantrip. With the help of Orin, you'll get a +2 on this roll.
Hell yeah.
And all you have to do is roll more than a 10.
Yeah.
Ooh. The words are connecting into your mind, and it's almost like you're pulling it out. In fact, like as the visions of the sandstorm, you can almost see now the sands opening up, and you see the images of Eve and Orin just sort of just reaching out, and as if in your mind you're reaching out for help. And as you reach out and grab these hands, you can roll another will save. And with the cantrip, we're giving you an additional +1 to this roll.
So I get a +1 to my roll.
Yep.
So that's with the +1.
Fantastic. Morwin, what is What's the sensation?
I think she has a memory of her sachet and what it smells like, and it's the lavender and the mint and the chamomile. And she takes a deep breath and she lets it out. Okay. Okay. I think I'm okay.
You are perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Fine.
Perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
I'm okay.
Good.
I think she would just kind of slide down the wall and just sit with her knees to her chest for a minute, though.
Guys, take a moment to rest.
And Eve right now is trying to, as they rest, she's trying to recall as many, like every detail that she possibly can for if they're going to be questioned, like anything she can possibly remember that doesn't involve her own use of magic. Because she's kind of tipped off to that, maybe not looking great.
Okay, so as you're trying to recall, go ahead and roll then. Roll on your, let's see, for like your memory. Yeah, maybe recall knowledge. This would be a society roll. Go ahead and roll that. Okay. Yeah, you have a nice clear picture of events. What events stand out? What stood out to you, Eve?
The people in the masks and them attacking magistrates, typhus, and colonists, and them not attacking Albina. Any aside from that one glimpse where she's gonna try to think about again, like when she thought she saw Trick, and whether she actually saw Trick or whether she just that was the figment of her imagination. She's like rehashing that, trying to figure out whether that was something she actually saw. And otherwise, if there were any other faces that she saw, like when the masks were put away and there were people who were all kneeling, any of the people who might have been wearing clothes that the masked people were wearing.
Mm.
Because they put their masks away, but
yeah,
they might have still been there in disguise.
And that's the one thing, as you're recalling the events of being captured, you do recall that the masks were taken off.
Yeah.
And that there were just people hooded. You saw the farmers, and then without the masks, everyone just sort of blended in. And so you're trying to remember now, as the hoods were placed over the heads and led down to the prison, you know that there was a certain group of people that were taken first on the first day. Two of them, to be in particular. And then the rest of the farmers and rioters, they eventually began to be taken as well. You're recalling all of this, and you begin to have those thoughts in your head. But yeah, you could, identifying their actual face, the masks, you can identify, of course.
Any particular clothes?
Just the basic, like the hoods, the hooded wearing, just very typical. It wasn't necessarily the clothing that was giving it away. The clothing itself was very quite common. So they wore clothes to blend in. The robes itself, like, it was the mask. That was the defining feature.
Okay.
After some time, the jailers come back. It's been about, feels like maybe 2 hours. And they start banging on the cells. Oh, yeah. All right. You guys' turn. You're going to come quietly. If you know what's good for you, you'll be taken to the room. And you're expected to answer questions.
Does
Understand?
yes, but are we supposed to then not talk here, but talk in the room? Right?
You know what? You're going to get the rack.
Dude,
I think you do well with the rack.
no, just she'll answer the questions. Just ask her the questions and she'll answer. That's not.
She's just asking a genuine question.
And you can see that the guard now is like opening up. Swords are drawn. The jailers open up the cage to let Sabina.
Oh,
Come quietly.
all right. Thank you for opening my door for me. Would you like me
You see the one guy.
to leave my... Can I take my bone or leave? Shall I leave it?
And you see the one jailer beside him. Yeah, just leave it. It's okay. Just leave it.
Oh,
And they go, the other one's just staring at you.
she'll just like put it down and just say, all right. And then she'll just walk out.
And they grab you. They walk you down a nice hallway away from us. You're walking down. You can see now the other side of this, the prison, on the other side of the wall,
Mm-hmm.
part of the prison that you didn't see when you came in. You're passing a room, the hallway, going down. There's a central room. You can tell that there's 3 rooms down this hallway, and you're being led to the center one. And where they open the door, and this is what you see. Welcome to the interrogation room. I want you to strap yourself right in there. Arms through here, your legs through there. And just stay put while we grab your friends.
Oh, I don't have my turn isn't first, and they aren't after me. I thought I was first. As she like puts her arm up. Do I tie myself in, or do you tie me in?
The one guard, the nicer one, was like, "Oh no, I'll do it. I'll do it." Kind of ties you in.
Thank you.
Just behave, and everything will go well. Secures your ankles and.
I thought I was being
Right.
behaved. Am I misbehaving?
And the one guard looks at you again.
I could
The
be
hell,
better.
You're strapped to a freaking. You're still yapping. And then the other guard's like, we should just go get the other guys. Like, she wants us to get all of them here. And so with that, they leave you secured and they leave.
What do I see?
You're left by yourself.
I want to see everything.
Inside. Do you want to see it again?
No. I can see it. I mean, like, what does she see? On the tables, on like what is on the doors, like what am I looking at?
Roll a perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll a perception. Tell you exactly what you see.
All right.
Also, before she comes back, or before they come back, I'm going to get my little handy dandy hand and grab her little bone buddy that she left behind and just fly it over to me and put it in my pocket.
Thank you.
It sounds good. Successful.
Yes.
Yeah, Sabine. Okay, yeah, you're there. You're kind of taking a look around. You can see that there are cages. There is blood, fresh blood. In fact, you get the sense of different like shackles. You see bludgeoning tools. The bludgeoning tools also have blood. You can see torn clothes. You see a bucket in the corner where you get the sense of like there's like it smells pretty strong of body parts of some sort. Like it's a pretty strong fleshy smell.
All right.
And you kind of get the sense by looking at the table around, especially around the rack. Not just bludgeoning tools, long knives, carving knives.
All right.
Yeah. And behind you is a giant, as you were kind of poking in, as you were coming in, you see this tall metal standing up, just maybe it's a closet, a boudoir, a cabinet, something.
That's the chokey.
I was gonna say, it's the chokey, isn't it? Where's Miss Trunchbull? Where is she at? Okay.
It's a trunky.
You can do it, Bruce.
It's the chokey. Yep. You can do it, Bruce.
They come in and they
are the
something?
things at my wrist, are they metal, leather? What are they?
It's metal. It's a metal cuff and are hard boiled leather straps.
All right.
Sounds hot.
The jail. Oh yeah, and there's also like a whip and a paddle. That's kind of sort of tucked away.
Sounds like Oren's playroom.
It says employees only.
Yeah. I was like,
Oren's playroom is scratched out, and then employees only is written below it.
Yeah. They're much cleaner. They're much cleaner than the other tools. Let's just say that. They go around, the jailers go around, they grab Eve. Eve, you're next. Same thing. Come on quietly. Do you resist? Do you do anything while they're grabbing you? They're not grabbing they're mostly wanting to grab your arms.
Yeah, no, she doesn't resist. She goes pretty quietly, but she is going to take, like, the entire time she's looking around, into the other cells, down the hallway. She's just using the time as they're walking to try and gather as much information as possible.
Okay. All right. You can roll. Yeah. You know what? Let's do like an intelligence roll. See if you can get a good look. Oh, you know what? It'll be a perception because you're going to be observing everything, and this perception will help you in recalling knowledge later. So go ahead and roll a perception as you are being led down this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go ahead and roll, and I'll tell you what you see. You have the better position.
These dice hate me.
But perhaps it's just because, you're in the light, and then when you're taken to darkness, it just like kind of plays with your
Blurring
eyes.
with my eyes, yeah.
Yeah, but you still do get the sense that there is 3 rooms that you're walking down by. You get the sense that there are hallways, but just with the flicker of light going on, kind of a lot of emotions perhaps are going through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, she's definitely not feeling great right now.
Right. The accommodations at Trick were actually much nicer than here.
Yeah.
To believe it or not.
Yes.
You get led to the center room. Inside, you see Sabine shackled in a cross. In the next.
She would just say, "Oh, hi, Eve."
Eve tries to suppress the look of horror because she doesn't want to scare Sabine.
Yeah, she's just like, it's kind of uncomfortable, but it's all right for now, I suppose.
Just kind of nods stiffly. She's a little pale.
The one guard that's, the meaner one. Well, at least you're not yapping as much as the other one. You can get the cage. And he kind of pushes you to the end, and there's a small cage where you're actually going to have to crouch. They open it up and they push you in. So you're actually sitting like just enough space. You can't even stand up.
Yeah, she's there's a little bit of panic there.
Close the door. And the nice guard just kind of gives you a thumbs up.
She kind of glares at him a little bit for a second and then just studying the stone of the floor.
Sabine will try to do a thumbs up to him, like,
The nice guard is just like, and then quickly looks at the mean guard, and then quickly, the guy's just glaring at you. I swear, if she wasn't here, And then he leaves the room, and they walk down. The next one they grab is Morrowind. Morrowind, are you doing anything to resist? Are you just going nicely?
Morwen is 100% not fighting. She's going nicely. She's staying quiet. She's not asking questions, but she is going to look around and see what she sees on the way there.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception.
Yeah!
Houses. All right. Coming around the corner, you kind of get a good lay of the land, and you actually kind of realize that the place is bigger than what you expected. Yes, you're going down a big hallway that has 3 rooms, but as you turn the corner, you kind of realize that the hallway goes down actually about close to about 50 feet, just kind of all the way down. This is actually quite a big place, and you kind of realize also that it's not just these 3 sets of room down this hallway, but it almost appears as if there's another 3 sets of rooms parallel to it, as well. At the very end, at the very kind of last moment of passing, just before kind of getting to the entranceway of the middle room, you catch a glimpse of a torch floating, just kind of not floating, but you know what I mean? Just kind of flickering at a door. And the door is kind of a reinforced door. And you kind of suspect that, oh, wait, maybe that's the door that we came in from. Okay. Then you get pushed into the middle room. And it's like, all right, okay, you weren't yapping either. So you get the cage. and then again opens the cage. Across at the other end of the room, you can see Eve inside this crouching cave. Sabine is on the rack, and they kind of push you in this small cage where you have to crouch in. And they close.
Just let me sit in a chair. I'm not gonna fight.
And the nice guard's like, oh, we don't have any chairs. Otherwise, I totally would. You were really nice. Thank you so much for not trying to kick my balls. I appreciate that.
You don't have any chairs? Where do you sit?
Oh, I sit in, we live in the barracks. Just at the, and the guard's like, stop it. Stop talking. Get over here. And
The barracks are that way?
kind of gives you a thumbs up as he's leaving the door. And you kind of hear, damn idiot, he's talking too much. Oren, they come and get you.
Standing ready to go with his hands behind his back and just whistling a nice little dainty tune. Hello, gentlemen. I'm ready to go.
All right, then. Let's go. And they can begin to give you a push. Now, if you're whistling away, you can certainly do a little performance roll to see how well they enjoy the music.
Do these guards recognize Morwen or Oren at all?
So maybe. You don't know. Maybe the guy's really nice because he does recognize you. You're not sure.
That'll probably do.
Did I recognize either of them? Good job, Oren.
That's a very good job. Yeah, you know what? They feel, you kind of feel like they're walking just a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of get the full experience. And what kind of mood are you setting with your whistles?
It's a tale of friendship and happiness, and just like these two friends who have been through a lot together and have slowly realized that they've fallen in love with each other. And he's just kind of whistling that tune, and then as he goes, he's just gonna slowly, in like almost a sing-songy voice, be like, so how's your days today? Are you guys doing okay?
And as you kind of hear a sniffle, yeah, everything's fine. Thank you for asking.
Good.
I just want to let you know that I wish we had chairs. The only spot that's left is the rack.
It's okay.
Had there been any other, had we known, we would have made sure that you would have had the best accommodation in the house.
No,
and
that's
kind of pushing you.
I'm more than okay to be on the rack. I would have requested it either way so that my friends can be on the chairs or sitting down.
That's good.
Is there a particular song that I could play to make your day a little bit better?
Oh, no, because we just I really wish, but we're sort of in a time schedule. You see, the mistress, she wants to meet you all in the all together. So
who's the mistress? What's her name? I want to make a good first impression.
I just call all women mistresses.
Oh, she doesn't have any type of name? What do you guys call her?
We just call her the mistress.
Okay.
She doesn't work for the jail or anything like that. She's from, I think she's from Ukumaran.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not too sure. But I don't want to talk too much. Here I am rambling.
That's okay. Praise Incitatus for the information you gave me. And of course, I would never use it to hurt anybody. So that's not a problem. I just want to make sure that I make a good first impression on the mistress. I don't want to make you look bad.
Thanks. And then they kind of walk in and open the door. And Eve, you would have a good look. And Morwen, if you were kind of looking, actually, you would see the one guard, the mean one, just sort of eyes wide and pushing. The nice one is just weeping, red eyes, just weeping. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, kind of buckling. Does that feel okay to you? And you can put the rack right behind Sabine.
Oh, hi, Oren.
Hi, Sabine. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
Oh, good.
My hands are a little. They hurt a little bit, but it's
Oh, I'm
all
sorry.
right. Yeah, that's all right. What does yapping mean?
Oh, it means when you're talking incessantly.
Oh.
Yeah.
I apologize that I was yapping. I didn't understand what that meant.
Still yapping.
Yapping.
That's what the one guard says.
Yapping.
They walk
She means good.
They walk to the door. They leave you in private.
Would
Right.
I have recognized either of them? Are they Rimorum guards or are they?
You can definitely roll on a society. You're trying to recall some knowledge, see if you recognize them. Absolutely.
Girl, they've all come in for goat south.
Is there any more in the cage that I'm in? Is there any like blood caked anywhere?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's hair, like human, like hair, bit of scalp,
Mm-hmm.
fingernails.
I'm looking for anything that's near enough, like within the cage, that I could rub my stone on it.
Okay. Roll, you know what? Roll a perception. Let's see if you can
This has
find
been really working out great for me so far. Let's see.
What did you roll for society? Yeah, you know what? They all have that typical look, and chances are maybe, but not good enough customers for you to remember their names or anything like that.
Good job, Eve.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that piece of scalp is fairly fresh, and there's still blood on it that you can grab and rub on the stone.
Yeah.
And you do that. The stone begins to glow.
Yeah. Her eyes go wide, and then she, again, quickly shoves it back in her pocket, but a little bit more enthusiastic this time. Maybe this does something now.
You have a few moments. Anything you guys want to do prior to the guards returning?
I mean, Sabina's definitely just talking about, well, what do you think they want us in here for? It's not very comfortable on this wooden contraption, but
It's not supposed to be comfortable. They're going to ask us questions about what we saw.
why
Probably.
didn't they just ask us?
Some people don't like to tell the truth, and so this room is used to convince bad people to tell the truth. So what I would suggest is just try to
Eve
tell the
taught
truth and
me.
give the right answers as much as you can.
Eve taught me that people that do that are liars, but that it's all right to lie if you're not going to die. Are we going to die?
I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, I think you should maybe just tell them what they want to know.
The best of all of us were as straightforward as possible.
I was going to. Were you guys planning not to?
No.
I'm always as honest as I can be.
Would I have seen Eve do the thing with the rock?
Oh, you would have a pretty good view because you're from the opposite end of the room. The other guys would be turning their heads, having to look, but you are like facing. So yeah, you can certainly roll a perception. You can have a +2 circumstance and bonus on this because it's pretty hard to be stealthy in a cage. Unless you really want to try and be stealthy. It's up to you.
Not from these guys at this moment.
Yeah, you got a good glimpse. Stone, some sort of skin with hair. The stone began to glow, and then she pocketed it.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I want to do.
The door opens, and inside walks a woman dressed in a cloak, purple, with some pattern on the edge. Looks purpley and silver. A human woman, sort of a pale face with dark purple lipstick. And she walks in directly to face Sabine. And then kind of looks at the rest, analyzing the room. Looks at the tools on the table, kind of picks one up a little bit, and then sort of puts it down and just cleans her fingers a little bit. Huh. Now, my question for you simply is,
You're quite beautiful.
thank you. And she kind of bows her head and kind of looks at you. And when she looks at you, you can see like a piercing pale blue eyes.
Your eyes are quite entrancing.
That's what you tell me.
Entrancing.
Hello, madam.
Are you the one that fought off those rogues? Are you the ones that protected the magistrates?
Rogue.
That was us.
How did you do that?
Does she mean the ones in the
Well,
mask?
We were there to deliver a message to Captain Flick, and then everyone started going kind of crazy, and we just saw people attacking, so we decided we would help defend.
They
She kind of eyes.
smelled weird, off, not normal,
There was something wrong with them.
and they started to attack the ones, and it was not right.
There was a guard who stood out of the way.
Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That guard had a good look at everything. So I want you to be very careful with the way that you answer right now.
Are they all right? The ones that were hurt she can't use her hands. She'll just say, or gesture with her fingers on the stage area. Are they all right? Are they hurt?
They are fine. You were there to protect the magistrates? Were you aware of this attack?
No. We went because Johannes, he takes care of me, and he had a note that he needed to deliver to his brother, Captain Flick. And so I was trying to bring it to him, and I talked to one of the guards, and he was really mean, and he said that we couldn't. And so then we just stayed for the meeting, and then it went crazy.
She kind of looks at you and kind of walks towards now yourself. She walks and she kind of looks in. How do you know Captain Flick?
Oh, I've never met Captain Flick. His brother, Johannes Flick, I I don't know if you've heard of him, but he runs a shop and I help him and he takes care of me.
It is her dad.
Well, he's not my dad, but he takes care of me like I think that a father would take care of someone.
Right.
He's a good man. I've known him for a while too.
Right.
You might have heard of him. He was in the arena for a long time.
Oh yes, I've heard of El Cabra. For sure.
What was the name you said? El
He is of no import.
Cabra.
He doesn't like that name very much.
That was the name when he was fighting in the arena.
He is not Simon's brother.
Oh.
Half brother, maybe. But not a full brother.
Okay, well, he had a message that was from his mom.
Oh, yes. Captain Flick got that message.
Okay.
What
That
did
was why we were there.
What
That is
did
the only
it
reason why.
say?
We heard that there was some excitement and that farmers were going to maybe ask some questions, but we had no idea it was going to turn into that.
I wouldn't have gone. I would have stayed home. That was scary.
She kind of then eyes and kind of looks. How did you defend and fight off these people with masks? What did you do exactly? And she now kind of walks to Oren and kind of just, you're all strapped in. She gets up really kind of close to your face, just like, and you can see, just the hood and her pale blue eyes just kind of looking right into yours.
Oren's going to look really comfortable, and as she moves in, he's going to kind of like move his head forward and kind of like cock to the side a little bit and be like, I can be here all day, but also, all I did was encourage these amazing women. They are the ones that kicked ass. In fact, the one behind me here, Sabine, she's a badass. She went and just started beating one of the guys up with her bare hands. And I'm pretty sure that Morwen had a blowgun that she was shooting, and I'm pretty sure she hit every single shot. And
no, I didn't hit anyone.
Oh, it's okay, Morwen. I'm pretty sure you hit every shot. And Eve is, I think she might be the secret weapon. She just went around the battlefield and took out every bad guy. These women are just very, very powerful and very strong. And all I did was basically just encourage them.
You're just getting like smaller and smaller.
She's staring. Go ahead and roll a deception.
So
Thank
instead of a
you.
deception, I have a fun ability that I luckily just got again. That allows me to roll performance.
Oh, performance for it. All right. This roll will be with a -4, however.
That wasn't very good.
I guess I'm rolling.
Don't try and play me with your beautiful words there, Oren.
I mean, none of it was a lie.
They were quite beautiful, though, Oren.
I played some music, and these girls went and attacked. I wasn't lying. I might have embellished a little bit, but I don't lie. You're right.
Indeed.
Morwen did miss every single shot she took, but she was courageous.
She kind of looks at you again, kind of looks at Morwen. Yes, I can tell she's very courageous.
She's like,
Hyperventilating in the corner.
She points to Sabine. You had claws.
Did I?
She points to Morwen. You spat something. You cast a darkness that stabbed a man with a dagger.
Was it a bad
Oh.
man?
It was.
Would that not be good then?
How is this possible? Who are you people?
I don't know.
I mean, you've heard the song of the hero from Siren's Cove, correct? Yeah, Jeff, it's top seller everywhere.
Yes, it seems
You know,
to have
most
even
people
made its way to my ears here in Rimorum.
most people think that I'm exaggerating or making up my stories that I tell, but they all have mostly truth in them, as far as I'm aware.
And she looks at you guys again and she says, you defended the magistrates. You saved the life of Captain Flick. You delivered a message that you did not open.
Didn't even try.
Was well, was that bad? Were we not supposed to do that?
No, I'm trying to figure out your characters, whether or not you are admirable or can be trusted.
Oh, we absolutely can be trusted. We are here to follow in worship at Emperor Incitatus, and we are here to do his bidding.
What is it that you want to know from us?
And then she kind of looks. It's not what you can do for. And then she pauses. She walks to the door, bangs on it, bring him in. And the jailers pull in, and you can see that they're carrying the Ukumaran soldier, the one that walked away. And they kneel him down, and you can see that he's been worked over. And the jailers, and then she says, leave us. And the jailers walk out and close the door, not saying a word.
Sabine waves at them.
the long guard. And just quickly leaves. The soldiers there, hair down, wet, just spilling a little bit of blood. And then she kind of pulls his hair up. Are these the ones that you saw?
Is he a bad guy?
He's a witness.
To what?
To your miracles.
I would
Are
say he's
these
probably
the
more
ones
than a
that you
witness.
saw? And the soldier's like, yes.
Is
These are the ones.
Is he all right? He looks badly hurt.
Oh, we had to make sure that he was telling the truth.
Was he?
And the soldier's like, yeah, yes, she had claws. She jumped and moved at an unnatural speed. And that one, he shot with his lute. And she, a shroud of black all over her face. And as if she controlled the shadows themselves. And that one, she had a blow dart and was very ineffective.
It was
It's some
really bad.
unnatural spits of green something. She was a natural. And she looks And all of you, are you willing to testify this? Yes. Are you willing to testify this to the Emperor? Yes. The one true God? Yes. And then she takes out her blade and slits his throat. And drops him to the ground.
He must have been a bad guy. Right?
Why did you do that?
Is that why you hurt him?
Just wait. There's not much time.
All right.
I am going to get you out of here. We will have to take care of the 2 jailers.
But they are...
They are witnesses.
The one is really not...
What? What's going on?
Orin could probably make him forget.
Why do you want to help us?
Bonk them a hut?
No. It is not about me helping you. No. And he pauses. Because you 4 may be the only ones that can save Rimorum. And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry, but you have to wait till next week to find out what happens in this exciting episode of the Mistress and cutting the throats of the Ukumaran and have to deal with the guards. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, we hope you live your best selves in your own mortal lives. Thank you again. We love you. We'll see you.
We're not freaking out at all. We're so excited. See you next Monday.